Hello and welcome back to Unreal Engine 5 Blueprint Mastery, Door Systems and Interactive Portals. Previously, we finished with our multi-puzzle door. We added two switches and we added an interface, a new interface function to them that we called solved, and we implemented that when solved is called, because it's a function with a returning node, it's returning the isSolved status of the switch. We renamed also to isSolved the solved variable that we had, because I named solved also the variable of the interface, which led to an error because we can't have two names, two variables with the same name, a returning one and a variable of the blueprint. Then we went on and modified a little bit the door, the lever door. We actually, in the end, removed the open angle and set 90 to the timeline. And this way we bypassed the calculate direction and it opens towards us and not towards the stairs. We also changed the event unlock door to check for puzzle answers. Now, we also called the unlock door from our interaction because the switches are not calling the door. Saying this, we also created this check puzzles answer function that needed the puzzles array of actors, which was the new variable, the new container variable that we encountered, which is basically a list in a certain order. To populate this, we added the actor in the map, and then from the actor default details that we exposed this variable, which we added two with the plus symbol over here, array elements, and we chose them to be these two switches. So when we are checking if the puzzle is solved, we are using a for each loop a new node that we used to go through the list of puzzles and asking if they are solved. If they are not solved, we have a local variable, which means that when the function runs, always resets to default variable, and the default was true. So when it runs from solved and it's not solved, it returns to false and it breaks the for each loop. Now it's time to do the switches. So let's open our new map, level 8. Oh, we haven't put the text here, and the collisions are a bit off. Let's fix the collision first. Let's select the switches and move the boxes a little bit outside to make it easier to collide with the player. I'm going to do the same to the other box. Yeah, that's fine, I think. And also, let's increase the box of the door a little bit, because when the door is open, I should be able to close it a little bit further. And maybe make it taller because of the stairs. Yeah, I think that's fine. All right, let's bring a text. Let's actually duplicate this. It's fine if we do. Let's put the text. If I double click on the text, or if I manage to select the text while having selected the blueprint, I can just click on the text. I can instantly focus on the text. And I'll bring it over here. And let's change the text to use both levers to unlock the door. Right, let's also bring the light. Where is the light? And the collision, let's turn it a little bit like this. Maybe somewhere here. Yeah, I think that's fine. So when we enter, yeah, I think if I was coming from here, it would be fine. I think I just spawn inside of it. Yeah. Use both levers to unlock the door. Oh, there are two levers over here. Great. Now, new room. Let's start with the physics items. Let's make these things move because this is funnier. So let's select them all, and it's pretty simple. We can just go to details. I'm gonna search for physics, simulate physics, and we're gonna leave the settings as they are because they're perfect for what we want to do. So now if I go to them, maybe we should move the here start. So now I can push these boxes around. Great, but we should do the small puzzle with the boxes. This is not enough. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a switch, first of all, using this mesh over here. So let me go back to the room. Let's go to content and let's go to blueprints, right click, new blueprint class, type actor, and let's call this BP switch. Yeah, because this is the switch, the other one was the lever. I'm always confusing these two. Now, let's open the BP switch and let's add to static mesh. Just gonna duplicate this, select the first one, gonna anchor it over here. Let's go to the switches, details, not physics. We're gonna search for this static mesh and we're gonna, let's implement it to number 1 actually. So this is this one, and the one without number would be the base. Search it again, back here, and implement. All right. Now, the next thing we will need is, of course, a collision cube. So, collision box. And we're gonna scale it to be the size of the internal brick and push it upwards to the point that it doesn't touch the box, because we don't want it to be triggered from the static mesh itself. So we're also gonna make it thin, like this. Maybe a little bit thinner. I'm gonna disable. I can actually do it from here. I'm gonna do it 2.2, no 0.15. Yeah, I think that's fine. So something has to come this close into contact to be considered that it's on the switch. This is what we will use this for. This is what we'll say to this blueprint, that the switch needs to go down, there is something on you. So I think this size, this close to the box is fine. Okay, let's go to event graph, and we're gonna need the two overlap events, begin and end overlap from this box. So we're gonna get the begin overlap and we're gonna get the end overlap also. Now, this time we won't do the casting or the other component has tag, because we will have two switches. We will have, let's go back to our room. Let's bring them to the game level. So one switch will be, for example, here. And let's say the other switch will be maybe here. Yeah, let's put it here. So the one, we will have to put a box on it, and the other one, we will have to stand on ourselves. And then the door will go up, and when we move out of the trigger, the door will come down. So we will have a certain amount of time to go past this door. So if we start here, maybe there is more chance to fail. But so basically we are making a small gameplay mechanic here at the same time. So since there is a chance for the actor to be on top of the switch and a box at the same time would be on top of the switch, we can use something different this time. Let's go back to the switch and let's get our box and get overlapping actors, which gives us a list with everything that overlaps the box, everything that overlaps this collision over here. And there is a class filter if we needed to just search for a specific type, and this would return only a list of that specific class. But for us, we care for kind of everything. So what we will do is we will use, as you can see, this icon over here also is an array icon. This indicates us, if we go back to the multi-puzzle door, you see we have this icon over here, whereas here we have it with middle empty box. Basically, this empty box is just the connection symbol. So if I read out, for example, here, we can see the box got filled, but this is empty. It's just to say this isn't connected to something. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get the length of this array, and if it's equal to 0, then we do something or we don't do something on true or false. Basically, on overlap, if it's not 0, we will create a timeline that we will play the animation. On end overlap, if it is 0, we will reverse the animation. But I think this is a good stopping point for this one. I'm gonna see you in the next. Goodbye.